First and foremost, I want to say, call all Yahweh Shem Shai. But I just said, there's all praises to the Father in the name of the Son. Also want to say, Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatah, may the Most High in Christ bless. Right? Basically, the reasoning behind this video is I haven't watched that debate with Deacon or Genesis versus Baal, Believers of the Way. So I don't know what was covered in the debate. My standing is the lunar Sabbath, but I'm not against any brother who keep a Saturday sundown to a Friday sundown and Saturday sundown Sabbath, man. But I wanted to just question the Saturday Sabbath a little bit here, man. Like, you see where I'm at, you will understand why I'm questioning the Saturday Sabbath, right? Because you gotta understand. You saw with his Gregorian calendar, they sought to change the times, man, right? And the children of Israel was taken away from their inheritance, man, right? Let me get that first, right? What's it, Jeremiah? Let me see really quick this. It's Jeremiah 17, right? I haven't got this precept in a while, but this Jeremiah 17:4, and it says, "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever." So we literally discontinue, and this was written to Judah, man, the Jews, right? So it says we're going to discontinue, right, from our heritage, meaning that we was going to be taken away from our Sabbath, man, right? We was going to be taken away from what we knew, right? We was going to be taken away from everything that ever went according to what the scriptures say, man, right? So with that being said, right, since we were discontinued from our heritage, right, going to Daniel 7:24 or 25, right, and it says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and he shall think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and a dividing of time," man. So they sought to change the times, man. How do you change the time? By giving you a Gregorian calendar, man. So how do we pinpoint that the Saturday sundown to, or Friday sundown to Saturday sundown was the one that our ancestors was keeping if it's a weekly cycle, right? You could say that they was able to keep it according on a 7-day cycle, even though they was changing the week cycle from a 9-day to 7-day to removing 14 days from the calendar or whatever with October and everything, man. But we also got to understand the children of Israel, how do we know that they didn't put this stuff out here for us to think that it's Friday sundown, man? The Jewish man keep us Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, Sabbath. Why would we trust our enemy to have the right Sabbath, man? Right? Is it St. Andrews? No, it's a rock. Why would we trust our enemy, right, to ever give us the correct Sabbath, man? Right? And honestly, why would we trust our enemy, man, to ever give us a the correct high holy days either, man? Right? I'm not going with Passover and everything along those lines, but with Passover and everything along those lines, if you do the math, man, some of these things don't add up, man. Like this year, I was under the assumption I had Passover the right way. It was cold 2 weeks before Genesis and Sakari was keeping their Passover, and who was the camp? GMS, man. Right, all these camps would usually keep it earlier, man. But this year, right, for the what they would have called their Passover, man, right, it was sunny as hell in Niagara Falls, man, and that's usually my determining factor is how it is in my city, man. Right, I've already been saying what city I'm in right now for the longest, man. It ain't nobody who gonna find me, and if you're looking for me, I ain't hiding, man. Right, Tops Porter's Road bus station, that's where I be mostly every Friday 6:30, man. I might be there tomorrow, man. No, not might. I will be there tomorrow, man. Yahweh Hatazah, man. I'm trying to get out there a little bit early, 4 o'clock, man. So I'm out there, man. Right? But why would we trust our enemy, man? Right? Hold on. Where is never trust thine enemy, man? I thought it was Rock 6. I'm bouncing back and forth to see where the scriptures is, man. Let me just see, right? Because I'm not finding it. I'm gonna find it though, because I want to get this one right. Because Esau, or the so-called 12, I was in 12, right? The so-called white men, they gave us these days, man, right? So why would we trust them with the days that they gave us? If they sought to change the times, man, right? If they sought to change the times and the laws, man, what's the laws? The laws of God. Why you think they got the little yarmulkes on their head, man? Right? That's changing the laws of God. Why you think they got the Mezitza Beba Peg, man? Right? Which is oral circumcision, man. Right? They sought to change the laws. So they didn't change the Sabbath, though. They had kept the Sabbath right. They kept the Passover right. They kept all these days right. Now, if you're going to keep a weekly based Sabbath, man, that's fine, man. But you can't say that the Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Who long cares this in my room? But, Salaki, that just threw me off. If you're going to keep a Friday sundown to Saturday sundown and say it's the right Sabbath, man, you can't say that it's the right Sabbath. How you know that it wasn't on a Tuesday, right? How you know it wasn't on a Monday, right? How you know it wasn't on a different day, man? How can you point? And even if you're going into the different translations like the GNT where it say it was the Friday sundown, where it began the preparation of the Sabbath day, right? I'm going off, man, right? Because that's a modern translation, man. That's how people feel, man. Of course it's going to say Friday in a certain translation because that's when they feel like the Sabbath is, man. But how do we confirm that the Sabbath was here, man? Right? We might say that it's documented that they were able to keep the same Sabbath, right? Because the research shows that they did keep the same Sabbath while the Gregorian calendar was going through its process of being changing on times and laws, man. Right? But it don't say from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, because if you even look at that, they said in the 9-day week, they were still able to keep that 7-day week cycle, man. So, I didn't really have too much on this, man, but this is the few thoughts that I did have on this topic, man. Because I'm not going to sit here and watch a video about a Sabbath day, man. When there's things here that say this, man, right? And then you see Israel, man. They going that. I forgot an S. They going back and forth over something, man, right? And it ain't gonna change anything, man, right? Hold on, let me see if it's here, man. Cause I used to keep a Saturday Sabbath, man, right? But I don't anymore, man. And I'm not judging the brothers who do keep a Saturday Sabbath, man. Friday sundown, Saturday sundown, Sabbath, man. Because it's not my space, man, right? Respect. That's what I'm looking for. That's why it ain't in there. No. Because it ain't that one. Hold on, give me 1 second, right? I'm just looking for this in Colossians 2. I had Colossians 3 and 16. It's Colossians 2 and 16. Bear with me, y'all. Right? And it says, let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day or in of the new moon or of the Sabbath days. Right? Brothers on both sides is wrong, man. Right? And then they go and saying the lunar Sabbath is obliterated. The Saturday Sabbath is obliterated, man. Let me get one more, man. Right? They can't keep on going with this insinuation, man. Because it's not obliterated, man, on either side, man. People gonna see what they're gonna see, man. That's why we need Christ to come back and give us the truth, man, because brothers not gonna see eye to eye, man. And then there was posts being made that was saying if brothers keep the lunar Sabbath after this debate, man, they crazy, right? And brothers keep the Saturday Sabbath after this debate, they crazy, right? Y'all all crazy, man. Y'all don't follow the scripture, man. Even though that ain't a law, that ain't a words of the Most High, right? It's not specific words of the Most High, man, but it's inspired through the Spirit, man. We gotta follow all things written in the book, man. Even though Revelation came before, right? I'm almost certain Revelation, right? Revelation came. No, Revelation came after all that, man. Right? We got the chronological order of the New Testament up on the wall over here. That's why I'm looking this way, man. And it just showed, man. And 94 AD, that's when we got the book of Revelation, right? And then where was I just reading? Romans, man. Romans say it was written in 56 to 58 AD, man. So this was, John, the Revelator, man, right? He didn't have this, man. He didn't have the book of Romans, man. But when he going into Romans and saying, if any man add or take away to the book, man, the plague shall be added unto him, man. Right? And it says that we shall live by all the words of this prophecy, man. Right? So we got to understand, we got to move according to how the Most High wants us to move, man. This is Romans chapter 14, verse 5. One man esteemeth one day above another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. That's a perfect precept, man. You got one day saying it's a Sabbath, and then somebody might be saying that this day is a Sabbath, man. That's really saying that every day is alike, man. We should be keeping all days holy, or this is saying that one day is a Sabbath day, so that's supposed to be holy. That's what that's going into, man. But it's really going into the Sabbath too, man, because one man keep this Sabbath holy, another man keep this Sabbath day holy, man. But the purpose is keeping the Sabbath, right? And it's not hard to keep a Sabbath on the lunar cycle, man. This month coming up, man, we got a Friday sundown to Saturday sundown for me, right? I had to rework my calendar, man, to figure out, okay, man, the half moon ain't lining up no more, man. The quarter moon, the third quarter moon ain't adding up, and I had to address my congregation, man. It's a message that I put out to the congregation saying, look, we're gonna take a couple days, man, to catch up to what the moon is reflecting, man, and we're gonna keep the Sabbath that way, man, right? Because I don't go off of Saturday sundown, man, Friday sundown, man. I go off of what the phases of the moon are, man, right? And then Israel would say, right, and if I'm not mistaken, believers of the way, they would say that the first sighting of the moon is the new moon. Right, and that's where I'm leaning towards right now, man. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later, man. Probably in a couple months, to be real. I ain't gonna get to that no time soon because I'm still studying on that, man. But I'm gonna do the first sighting of the moon this time going forward, man. And then if it's meeting up with that quarter, half, full, and so on and so forth, man. Whatever, man. I'm gonna keep it, man. Not the quarter, but the full, man. The full, the half, whatever, man. New moon. Right, if it lined up, man, then I'll have that understanding, man. But we gotta get into it, man. We gotta stop. Well, it ain't even about stop debating about this, man, because it's good knowledge, man. But when afterwards and it don't come to understanding, man, it shouldn't be justing and being mocking one another, man. Both sides is in the wrong, man. I might like one post on Facebook, I might about the Saturday, and I might like a post about the lunar, man, right? Because if it's in the right spirit, ain't nothing that could be against it, man. Brothers need to get it together, man, right? I know Israel don't pay attention to me. Israel not locked in, man. But I'm gonna keep on judging. I'm gonna keep on not judging, but warning our people, man. This ain't the spirit that we supposed to be moving in, man. We supposed to be doing better, man. Right? Wisdom's supposed to be increasing. Not brothers being prideful, man. And even on both sides, it's a bunch of pride, man. Right? But this video probably gonna go unseen, man. Right? Israel not gonna pay attention to something like this, man. But whether they wanna see it or not, man, it is what it is, man. So with that, I want to say shalom. How about Shemya Shabbat